Hello and welcome to Warblog. Today we're looking at the Battle of Aden 2015, Yemen, Middle East. It's fairly complex, so it's not sort of a battle that you can readily get to sort of go to script, so to speak. And there are actually a few sort of significant structural errors in the game, which I'm going to sort of not sort of play, so to speak. I mean, essentially, the roads. I mean, you could go along the roads, and I'm not even going to bother sort of explaining all the problems with that. But there are problems in the sense that you can't be attacked. So if I was in this hex here and there was another unit there, and this unit wanted to attack that, he can't, because he's in the sea. Basically, these are things I've just got to iron out. In short, these sort of bridge roads, as we've got here, are a problem here. But I'm decided that it's about time I sorted it out. So, you know, I mean, if you're watching this video a year in the future, then it's probably been done, and it's irrelevant. But for the purpose of this game, I mean, if you've been sort of invincible going along here, and if you were on this bridge hex and you wanted to attack this city, it would be pretty easy. But if you were in this city and then you wanted to attack a unit stack there, you couldn't, because it's in the sea, etc., etc. And you could probably move from there into the city and all sorts. Also, I love a little thing, and this is a different, on a completely different note, but this road here, as you can see, the island feature is overlaid on top of the road, where the road needs to be on top of the feature. That's a separate issue that needs to be sorted out, and probably a third issue is the actual movement between this island via this bridge. All that is going to be quite complex, and I haven't done it yet. So, but anyway, the actual strategy and whatnot. Now, I don't know where any of these units really start, but basically the civil war sort of starts as it does. These forces rise up. It sort of says that the Battle of Aden was a battle for the control of Aden, Yemen, between the Houthi and the Yemen army units and militias loyal to Ali Abdullah Saleh on one side, and local residents, Southern Movement militias and Yemen army units, and militias loyal to Abdurabu Mansur Hadi on the other side. Whatever that means, you have to reread it. Probably read it too fast without the proper inflections. The battle began on the 25th of March 2015 as pro-Saleh troops seized control of the international airport, and Hadi fled the country by boat. So basically, it sort of basically it says it starts on the 25th of March. On the 27th of July, pro-Hadi forces had taken full control of Aden, so it ends on the 22nd. I've made a note of something like that, but I think I said it ended sort of some other date on the 14th of July. It says here the 22nd of July. But basically, the Hadi forces retake Aden, but they got a lot of help from the from the Saudi Royal Air Force, as we can see there, and some Egyptian warships. And I'm not sure whether that's not enough, but basically the balance of the game should be thrown by these units here, and that's sort of what I set it up for. And as you see, you get some Saudi Special Force units in later. So I might put in a few more of these. They've got deliberately less units, but again, the game balance is yet to be sort of figured out. But the main point I'm sort of maybe trying to get to is in the genesis of the battle. It's not really clear. It sort of says the battle began on the 25th of March as pro-Saleh troops seized control of Aden International Airport. Well, Aden International Airport is there, so we got it in there. So, but how did they seize power? So I'll put them starting here, and then basically on the first turn you can do what you want. So basically, these are the Houthi forces, and Houthi forces will be reinforced generally from this area, because that's where they sort of fall back to, and the Hadi forces will be reinforced from sort of this area. But it sort of states in the in the Wikipedia write-up that essentially by a certain turn, all roads, the whole of Aden was sort of surrounded. So basically, what you've got here on the Hadi side is everything comes in by turn turn 4, so it's quite early. And then basically these are airdropped, so you get to place these. But from about turn 4 onward, turn 5, 6, 7, the notion is that you'll be able I can't remember the names. The Houthi forces will be able to surround Aden, and will be able to start sort of pushing in. And it's a general battle. This isn't really so much involved. It's really more a battle for this area here. So you've got Qom Aqsa there, the international airport, presidential palace. I put it there. I don't know where it was. There was also an arms dump. I haven't included that. This is a port under there that was that's Aden port. There are a few other features. I haven't put too many in because I don't want to sort of bog it down really. As I said, I advise you certainly at this stage not to really sort of try to use the road too much. I might try and see what happens, see what immediate fixes need doing, and a few other sort of general objectives. Basically, one of the features of the sort of scenario was that the Houthi forces, they end up taking the crater, which is the sort of area here, and then basically the Hadi forces retake Aden, the airport, Qom Aqsa, and trapping them in there. But it doesn't actually state what happened to them. Presumably they may be surrendered at some point. It doesn't mention that they fought out or they were excavated by sea or air or anything. And things change hands a few times, so it's sort of not really possible to model everything that happens, even from the very genesis, of where these units start. I mean, maybe they started in the airport, maybe there wasn't a fight for the airport, maybe they just rose up and took it. But essentially, that's how I'm sort of placing it. The number of units is pretty vague on actually how many units were involved. There were probably about, the Houthis had about 400 dead, and the Hadis had about 200. So you can sort of extrapolate from there. But anyway, certainly not going to do the whole thing. But it's an interesting map, I think, an interesting scenario. Just like everything, but not a lot to start off with. So this is the uprising, so to speak. Do they take the airport? Yes. With a die roll of 1. I mean, that was okay odds, 3-1. Against infantry unit, doubled up in light urban, I think. Gave him a defence of 6. We had 23, so we could have maybe got a little bit more and got a 4-1. But 3-1 is fairly good odds. Nothing special, wasn't a walkover, but the die roll of 1 made it good. Okay, so basically we're going to take the airport. I'm going to actually move. Now, what I'm thinking is, do I split my forces up to sort of try and block what's going to happen from up here? Or do I use them all to come down against this mechanised unit here? I don't know. I think I'm going to play it safe, but how much movement do we have? Movement 1. Okay, that's about as much as I can do there. Maybe I should have moved into Kormashka. Okay, so that's the first turn. That DE was fairly nice. Well, to defend Kormashka, the port, or the residential palace. Now this fort is fairly irrelevant, but I put some units in there because I assumed that it might be occupied. But I think this unit is going to sort of do movement as far as you can get. Maybe not a brilliant move because he'd be better off defending in the fortress. I think he's going to defend there because he will at least get a bonus, and it is the central place. And here there's a movement now. He's got a little bit of movement, but that's irrelevant. Okay. We're not going to attack anything next, because we're not going to win. Okay, so what we've now got, didn't think of that, we've got some, these are Yemen Popular Resistance. Here we've got the Yemen People's Committee, and up here we've got the Yemen Southern Movement. So it's not looking as easy now. I mean, an interesting point is that I not played this through, so the game balance is completely unknown to me. I'm going to try and attack that. Can be slightly worse odds, maybe a 2-1, maybe still a 3-1. Or 1-1. Okay. Well, that's my turn. Okay. Only 2 minutes left now, but certainly enough to reinforce the presidential palace, I think. And to put the artillery possibly into range. Yep, so we'll start firing some artillery. 0.3 damage. Okay. I'm building games and sort of playing them with, to some extent, with combining. I mean, not always, but sort of in certain situations, artillery units with, where there's a lot of mobile units with just an infantry unit, because they go at the same sort of speed. Okay, now he didn't move last time, but I think what I'm actually going to do with him is do some attrition. Unsuccessful. Okay, well, I've got 20 seconds left. Let's just... Well, I'm not going to bother with attrition now. There's an end turn, see what happens on the reinforcements. So there you can see the game is afoot. Reinforcements. Okay, well, I'm not going to do any more, so I'll speak to you later. Cheers, bye.